Sarah Backhouse of We First. I'm here with Michelle Nakamura, Operations Manager at the Five Gyres Institute. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Of course. So tell me about the Five Gyres Institute and your role within the organization.
Okay, so the Five Gyres Institute is a nonprofit. We do research and promote awareness about plastic pollution in the ocean. We're the only organization that has gone through all five subtropical gyres. They're the circular currents where all the trash accumulates, and mostly plastic trash. So we do research. Another element of our organization is to do education, because it's all about awareness. So go ahead.
Yeah, so what strategies do you use to bring your story to life? Because obviously these are huge issues.
Absolutely.
How do you bring that into the public consciousness?
Okay, so one of the things that we do is the research, because you need to have the evidence to present to people to make a convincing argument that there is really a huge problem. So what we do is we have expeditions, and usually our expeditions are from anywhere from a week to 3 weeks or a month. And we go through the gyres and we collect samples. So we have a trawl, which is a net that we drop over, and we drag for a certain amount of distance. And then we check the samples, and every single sample that we've done in all five gyres has plastic pollution. So we send that to the lab. We're analyzing some of that now. And then what we do is we write papers, we publish papers, and we also do the education for that. So we'll do summits around the world. We've done India, Bali, we've done presentations in Iceland. So it's really a global issue that needs global education. We also have a plastic pollution kit that's filled with all kinds of stuff for educating K through 12 here in the US. I mean, you could use it anywhere actually, because it's a visual presentation. Part of it's a visual presentation. We have a flash drive in it that has a curriculum for K through 12 here, and then also samples of the samples that we collected from the five gyres.
With such a huge problem, I'm sure the visual storytelling helps.
Absolutely.
In actual fact, I've seen a lot of great video content from your organization out on the oceans collecting some of these samples. Is there any other social media strategies that you have to help tell the story?
Yes, we use Facebook, of course, like everybody else. And something that I learned here, of course, we use all the channels that he mentioned, except for Pinterest. We're not on Pinterest now.
Okay.
But one of the things that I think is really important for us to do more of is the video.
Right.
And that's what Simon just said a little while ago, is that's key, really, to telling your story.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we're going to do more of in the future.
Great. Are there any kind of successful campaigns or initiatives you've worked on that you can share with us?
Yeah, actually, we're in the middle of one right now. It's very exciting for us because we had a few good wins on it. It's the microbead campaign. I don't know if you've
Yes,
heard about
I
it.
have seen that, yes.
So it's facial cleansers that have what they call them microbeads, but they're made out of plastic.
Right.
And they're tiny, almost microscopic. And what they are, I mean, they're exfoliants. So they're marketed to exfoliate your skin, or they're even in toothpaste. So what the problem is that they're designed to wash down the drain. And they don't get captured in the waste treatment plants. So a lot of it flows out, or maybe if there's a big rain, it'll overflow. And those particles float on the top, and they go into our waterways, into the lakes. We did a Great Lakes expedition, and that's where we found the first evidence of these microplastics. So like, what are, these microbeads.
Beads, yeah.
And we sent them to the lab, and it turns out they're from the exfoliants.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So what our campaign is there's a couple of things that we're doing. We are approaching companies to have them phase out the microbeads. And a lot of companies have come on board and said that, okay, we're going to phase out these microbeads. But it's a little bit, it's a great step, and we're grateful for that. But the process is slow.
Sure.
You know, it's a phase out like in 2016, 2017, but we need it sooner because millions of these microbeads are going out into the wastewater, into the ocean. So what we're also working on is legislation to ban microbeads. And they've done that successfully in other countries, in Europe. And we have a petition right now on our website that people could sign it, and then we're going to have a larger campaign next year in 2015 to really push this in legislation. So that's very exciting.
Brilliant, I look forward to seeing that. And then as far as lessons that you've learned on this journey, or improvements you can make, mistakes that you've made, anything that you can share with us?
Well, one of the things that Simon said just a little while ago
Sure.
is that you have to tell people what you're doing.
Right.
And I think we're kind of guilty of that. We're just so busy with the day-to-day trying to, plan the next thing or do the thing that we're doing now and then plan the next thing, that we don't take pictures of what we've done
Right.
and we don't kind of, show everybody what we're doing, for the planet. And it's really important, like he said, is because they want to feel like they have that badge of honor. They want to be associated
Right.
with the organization. So you have to tell them what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get better.
They get with it. I can see Pinterest actually. I can see a whole plastics,
yeah, right.
plastics pinboard of things to
Right.
avoid. Great. And then finally, if you had one bit of advice for another company or organization who have a strong purpose looking to drive their visibility, what would you say?
Well, I think come to this summit next year, for one thing. I mean, the really encouraging thing and inspiring thing that I've experienced here is just that there's a huge and exciting shift in the way that companies are being actually pushed by consumers towards sustainability, towards environmental responsibility. And that's a great opportunity for us to work together with them. And I asked a question yesterday, and Simon said, the thing is, a lot of nonprofits will go against the companies,
Right.
and try to fight them or try to push them in that way. But because there's that shift, I think there's a huge opportunity for nonprofits
Yeah.
to actually collaborate with companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Coca-Cola, if we could work with Coca-Cola
Right.
to do something about plastic pollution, it's a win-win for everybody. And if we make it a story, like how that affects people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a brilliant, it's just very encouraging and something that I really took to heart from this summit. And I just can't endorse it enough.
Great. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you very much.
Wow.